Now on Good Morning Northwest, the escalation in LA from law enforcement to the National Guard and now the Marines. How many troops President Trump is now deploying to the streets of Los Angeles to stop protests and riots.
And another weather alert day as we get more record-setting heat this afternoon. We'll start cooling off again in your first alert forecast.
And new developments in the search for the Wenatchee father accused of killing his 3 children. Why federal authorities are taking over, where they're searching for Travis Decker, and what blood evidence from his abandoned truck reveals. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Glad you're with us. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Natalie Grant. Today is Tuesday, June 10th. We're starting with some tragic breaking news out of Austria this morning, where at least 9 people are dead in a school shooting. It happened inside a high school in the country's second largest city of Graz. Austria's interior minister confirms the victims included children the ages 14 to 18. Police also say that the gunman is dead and the school is secured. Now, we are working to learn more details about this story, and we'll bring you updates as soon as we learn more.
All right, let's get you on over to meteorologist Matt Gray here with our first alert forecast.
Yeah, and it is another weather alert day because, look, you were outside yesterday afternoon. You know, it was scorching out there. And early in the summer season, our bodies need time to adjust to this heat. And certainly it's going to be another day where you got to take care of yourself this afternoon, as it will be a little bit cooler, but not that much cooler this afternoon. Still expecting to set a couple of records for the day in a few areas with temperatures. Right now, look at how warm it is in Coeur d'Alene, 67 right now, 65 in Spokane and Moses Lake, 67 as well in the LC Valley. Some 50s and even some 40s out there. Nice to wake up to the 40s in Colville, considering it was a scorcher yesterday. Here's our highs for today. For Spokane, that would be 2 degrees above our old record, which is 90 degrees for the day. 99 in Moses Lake. Yeah, it's cooler than yesterday, but I mean, at a certain point, you get to a certain level of heat. What difference does it make? 99 is still not pleasant to be out in. We'll see triple digits again in the LC Valley and in some southern parts of Grant County. If you are outside, hey, just make sure you are practicing that heat safety, just like we did yesterday. We'll show you when we cool down coming up.
Breaking news, an accused killer may be hiding in the Ingalls Creek area. The search for Travis Decker is entering a new phase this morning, and some people are being asked to keep their doors locked to stay safe.
Decker is the Wenatchee father accused of killing his 3 young daughters. Authorities have been hunting him now for more than a week. This morning, the Chelan County sheriffs say that Decker may be in the Ingalls Creek and Valley High area. This area is roughly 20 miles west of Wenatchee off of the Blewett Pass. Police are asking people in this area to secure their homes and their vehicles and report any suspicious activity straight to 911. Now, the search for Decker has been turned over to federal authorities, so local law enforcement can get some rest. Investigators have seized a large amount of evidence from Decker's truck where they found it abandoned. That includes Decker's dog, which has now been handed over to the Humane Society. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says it took blood samples from that truck. 1 sample came back from a male, while the other was from a non-human source. Fingerprints and other DNA samples are still being tested. Now, if you see Decker, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office says do not approach him. Instead, call its tip line, leave a tip or online, or dial 911.
We are following breaking news out of Los Angeles. This morning, President Trump has sent 700 Marines to Los Angeles. They are now backing up the 1,700 National Guard troops that are already on the ground. Take a look. Right now, U.S. Marines are guarding federal buildings in downtown L.A. This comes as protests over immigration continues to heat up for the 5th day. But not everyone is on board with how this is rolling out.
The introduction of federal military personnel without direct coordination creates logistical challenges and risks confusion during critical incidents.
At this point, LA police say anyone who is caught using violence or damaging property will be arrested. Meanwhile, Mayor Karen Bass is arguing that President Trump is only making things worse.
It makes me feel like our city is actually a test case for what happens when the federal government moves in and takes the authority away from the state or away from local government.
And it's not just LA protests. Protests are spreading to major cities like Atlanta, Chicago, and New York. However, back in LA, Governor Gavin Newsom and President Trump are clashing. So much so, the president said he might arrest the governor. And in response, California is now suing to block the deployment of federal troops. We'll continue tracking any new developments. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Thanks, Hannah. President Trump's new travel ban is in effect this morning, impacting 12 countries, including Sudan and Afghanistan.
The White House says the restrictions, which started yesterday morning, will help keep America safe. But local organizations that help immigrant and refugee communities say that reasoning doesn't tell the full story. Thrive International in Spokane serves refugee and immigrant communities. Thrive's official stance is that the reasons for the ban are disingenuous, pointing to the administration spending the refugee resettlement program when Trump took office.
We're really doing ourselves as a country a disservice by categorically excluding these other groups without working to be careful in making sure that we have a nuanced and effective approach to security.
Zia Dinesh from Afghanistan came to the U.S. in 2023 with his wife and children, seeking a safer life. He now works with World Relief Spokane, but the rest of his immediate family is still in Afghanistan. The new travel ban provides some exceptions for Afghan citizens, but Dinesh worries about his family's future.
Especially after this decision, they will never be able to come and to meet us.
The ban also affects Hassan Abdallah, a Sudanese refugee whose family remains abroad and is struggling with food shortages. Both Dinesh and Abdallah want the Trump administration to consider the human impacts of these policies.
People who live in the neighborhood surrounding this North Spokane Corridor project have been navigating construction for years. Now, Washington Governor Bob Ferguson is emphasizing his commitment to getting that highway finished. The governor paid a visit to Spokane yesterday to discuss work on the north-south corridor. Funding for the final 3 phases of the project is accounted for in the Washington state budget, but it won't be until at least 2030 when people are able to fully commute on the North Spokane Corridor.
Understand there's still years ahead of us to complete the project, but I so appreciate the hard work of everyone to make this happen.
State senators say people in their districts kept this project moving. Governor Ferguson mentioned that tariffs could impact the cost of materials as construction moves forward.
And we're now on to another road construction project in Millwood that's expected to last all summer. Take a look at this. Construction crews are tearing up Argonne as they work to widen the road between Grace Avenue and the Spokane River crossing. The hope is that adding a turn lane there will reduce traffic congestion. The multi-million-dollar project uses funding from outside sources to improve infrastructure in the town of less than 2,000 people.
We need to be able to do this project now while we have the funding and plan for the future with this project.
The construction will add pedestrian-friendly features, better lighting, crosswalks, and improved traffic signals. Some local business owners expressed their concerns about faster traffic once the wider lanes are complete. The city plans to send weekly construction updates. You can find those on its website.
It's hard to avoid, but if you can, I would suggest it. I drove it yesterday just to see. Yeah, it's tricky.
Narrow, not fun. Good morning, Northwest time right now is 6:08.
All right, let's check back in with meteorologist Matt Gray, and a scorcher.
Yeah, it was a scorcher, especially, oh my goodness, yesterday. Lots of triple digits. We set a new record in Spokane for the day at 94, and we have another chance to hit another record in town today, and plus some more middle, maybe even upper 90s in a few neighborhoods around the city. And that's not all. Talk more about that heat coming up.
The school year is coming to a close, and many of our local districts, including Spokane Public Schools, tried out some new changes. We'll let you know the impact these had coming up.
And Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is in the hot seat on Capitol Hill today. Lawmakers demand answers about Signalgate and reports of Pentagon chaos. Coming up, what we can expect and who else will face some tough questions.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
What does it mean to be here for good? It means being here for the artists who dream, the shop owner who knows your order by heart, and the mentors who leave a lasting impact. Here for singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game and big comeback stories. Here for the long haul from Omak to Sandpoint to Baker City. Here for your family, your neighbors, for you. STCU. Here for good.
Bring the whole family out to the Coeur d'Alene Aviation Air Show and Expo.
June 28th, high-flying acrobatics, including former pilots from both military and civilian backgrounds, will leave you breathless with their aerial stunts. Stroll through aviation exhibits and see military and vintage aircraft on display. Local vendors will be on site offering family fun and food. Plus, see an aerial firefighting demonstration. See the acrobats of the sky at the Coeur d'Alene Aviation Air Show and Expo, June 28th. Brought to you locally by Coeur d'Alene Aviation and Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
Are you ready for an upgrade? Now is the time during the 2024 model clearance sale at Post Falls Volkswagen. Drive home the 2024 Tiguan today with 0% APR. Have a trade-in? We want your vehicle and we will pay top dollar. We also have cashback bonuses up to $2,500 on 2025 models. Don't let these deals pass you by. Head to Post Falls Volkswagen now, the home of 0000.
If your bath has seen a lot of life, nobody gives it new life like Bath Fitter. Whatever shape your bath is in, Bath Fitter will transform it with an amazing number of styles and watertight walls that are grout-free and easy to clean. With 40 years of experience, Bath Fitter knows what people want. An affordable remodel that isn't just beautiful, it's guaranteed for life. When it's time to give your bath new life, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
In basketball, to have a good offense, you need to know how to read the defense.
The same is true dealing with the insurance company after a car wreck.
They'll use every trick in their playbook to pay you as little as possible.
But we know their playbook.
How about this play? The rejection.
The insurance company doesn't want to see you win.
And what better way to keep money out of your hands than by rejecting your claim?
Don't let the insurance company block you.
Call us.
We're attorneys Russell and Hill.
We know the insurance game.
And we know how to win.
4 News Now is brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino.
Welcome back. It is now 6:11. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. Anti-ICE demonstrations are popping up across the country amid ongoing protests in Los Angeles. Recent sites include New York, Chicago, and Boston.
Some demonstrators condemn the arrest of a California union leader who's now out on bail. President Donald Trump says he sent National Guard members and the Marines to LA out of concern for public safety. California's governor calls that order inflammatory. Police in multiple cities say they've arrested rally-goers for legal violations. Meanwhile, the White House border czar says he thinks ICE should expand its efforts.
Back at it again this morning. Delegations from the U.S. and China meeting in London for a second day, working on ways to tamp down the trade war. Recent data shows Chinese exports to the U.S. plunged more than 34% in May amid President Trump's new tariffs.
Senate leaders are calling for an audit over air traffic safety following the January mid-air collision at D.C.'s Reagan-Washington National Airport. The crash killed 67 people and raised questions about safety issues at the airport. Bipartisan Senate leaders for the Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation are asking for the Transportation Department and the Army for audits so there can be an independent review.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth faces his first congressional testimony since taking office. Lawmakers question Hegseth today about his role in Signalgate, where he shared military plans in a text chain that included a journalist. The hearings also cover his decision to put Marines on high alert for Los Angeles and reports of chaos at the Pentagon. Hegseth testifies alongside Joint Chiefs Chairman General Dan Kane before House Appropriations Subcommittee on Defense.
Takeaways today in your forecast. One more day of this heat before things start to get a little bit more normal again in our weather. Rain chances remaining pretty low.
And with the heat advisory and an increased chance for fires, it's always a good idea to have a go bag ready during fire season. According to readyforwildfires.org, that go bag should include a 3-day supply of food, water, a change of clothes, and important documents like your birth certificates or your passports. Always good reminders.
Yeah, and don't forget those very special pictures if you have any non-replaceable ones.
Yeah, exactly. Good Morning Northwest time right now, 6:14.
The end of the school year is here, and our local districts had some big changes to reflect on. Our Allison Martinez is live at Spokane Public Schools, coming right up.
Four News Now is brought to you by Andy's Heating, Cooling, Electrical.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Prosser Digestive Health Center offers the full spectrum of digestive health care. Services provided by board-certified gastroenterologist Dr. Jack Brandenburg include colon cancer screenings, treatment for swallowing problems, inflammatory bowel disease, liver disorders, and more. To schedule an appointment, call Prosser Digestive Health Center at 509-786-5599 or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Summer is here in the Pacific Northwest, and it's set to be a scorcher. But why suffer through another season of sweltering heat and box fans? Call the experts at Bill's Heating and AC. With a lowest price guarantee, free second opinions, and a warehouse full of top quality equipment, we're ready to make your summer comfortable without breaking the bank. Technicians are on standby. Call for your free quote today.
After a car wreck, the longer you wait, the harder it can be to get what you deserve. Don't let big insurance get ahead of you.
Our team acts quickly to handle everything for you.
After my recent accident, I knew I needed help, so I called Craig Swap & Associates. They really fought for me and treated me fairly every step of the way.
Don't wait. Call Craig Swap & Associates today and let us handle it for you. One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
R&R RV has just lowered prices on every pre-owned motorhome, fifth wheel, and travel trailer in stock. We're talking jaw-dropping savings on the region's largest selection of pre-owned RVs. All pre-owned units at R&R RV are clean, certified, and never purchased at auction. Quit dreaming. Just do it. Same-day delivery available on many units. Shop pre-owned units now at R&R RV in Liberty Lake, North Spokane, and Lewiston. Or visit rnrrv.com.
Mark Peterson with 4 News Now Extreme Team. We're bringing a bit of color to senior citizens in 4 assisted living homes with Gardening for Grands. Thanks to East Valley Middle School for volunteering, and thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
With USPS Ground Advantage, it's like you're with us every step of the way.
Right on time.
Stay in the know from your dock to their door.
Welcome back. Your time right now is 6:17. School will be out for the summer very soon. The Coeur d'Alene School District had its last day on Friday, and the Post Falls School District wrap up for summer tomorrow.
Yeah, the last day for the Spokane Public School District is a week from today. All of these districts had some big changes for families this year. Allison Martinez is live walking us through some of those changes.
Good morning. Now this year, several districts around the Inland Northwest and around the country took on a cell phone ban. Spokane Public Schools has had its policy in effect since the very beginning of the school year, and the teachers, the students, and the parents I spoke to have said the results have been tremendous. Now this new policy limits cell phone use throughout the district with a few differences for each grade level. Elementary and middle schools are cell phone free during school hours, and high schoolers are unplugged during classroom time. The district says phones contribute to feelings of anxiety and depression and are a disruption to a learning environment. Glover Middle School Principal Mike Stark says the policy change has been a game changer.
I just can't tell you how amazing it is when you walk out into an area at lunchtime and you just hear how loud it is. It's just loud because kids are having conversations with each other. They're visiting, they're playing, they're laughing, they're having fun.
Principal Stark says thanks to this policy, Glover Middle School reminds him of what school used to look like when he was a kid. Stark has been a principal for 22 years and says this switch has brought the biggest change he's seen in kids. Now, the cell phone policy isn't the only big change made by SPS this year. Engage IRL is a program to get kids outside and get connected. We'll tell you more about the impacts of that and what it looks like coming forward or going forward coming up. Reporting live in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Nice to hear about positive changes at schools. That's good stuff.
That's awesome. Well, here's a live look outside this morning. Looking nice. He'll be feeling hot, though.
Yeah, I mean, we're already kind of mid-60s, right?
Yeah.
And so we saw this yesterday where by the time kind of the commute was over, we were already getting into the 70s and then the 80s by lunchtime and all that thing. So it really kind of gets away from you pretty quickly here. So that's how today is going to go as well. Because, yes, we are going to be cooler, but not that much cooler, so don't expect some huge changes as far as what you felt yesterday compared to today in the grand scheme of things. Mid-60s, upper 60s right now. What a warm start here because it is, what, 6:20 almost? And we're that warm already here in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. So, yeah, easily 70s by the time we get to 8 a.m. We'll be in the 80s by about 10 o'clock. Notice our winds coming out of the southwest, a little boosted today, about 10 to 15 miles an hour at times. And so, once again, in this heat, with the low humidities, with our lack of rain recently, we got to start kind of getting into that, hey, we got to be aware of our fire safety. We got to be aware of our wildfire plans. Starting to get that done a little bit early this year. We get into the 90s by 2, 3 o'clock here, and that is where we end up staying. Our record today in Spokane is 90 degrees. We'll end up right around 92 and set a new record. And lots of sunshine beaten down. Make sure you are finding that shade today. We'll continue to see some very hot temperatures as we work into the Columbia Basin. Talking about upper 90s for most places. There will be a few spots, such as in southern Grant County, like around Mattawa, where we're going to still end up in the low 100s. 100 degrees in Lewiston and down in the Tri-Cities. We'll see some low 90s and even a few spots in the upper 80s. Pullman, Moscow, Kellogg, right on the edge, of 90 degrees. Let's take a little zoom in here. So about 90 in Coeur d'Alene, but those mid-90s, maybe in a few spots in the upper 90s, from the valley into downtown Spokane and some of those east side neighborhoods that don't have a lot of tree coverage. Something to keep in mind here as you are out and about in your day. Your neighborhood may be a lot hotter than your friend's neighborhood. That is for sure. Your heat advisories continue through the day. Extreme heat warnings where we'll have that risk for triple-digit heat from Moses Lake southward across the Grant County region into Wenatchee and Chelan. A fire weather warning continues across the east slopes here of the Cascades as we continue to see those winds continue to roll up. Could be another one in that area for tomorrow as well, as we'll continue to see an afternoon breeze. We're down to the 70s by Father's Day weekend. That should calm things down at least temporarily, but not a lot of rain. We're going to talk about the mountain storms coming up here in the next half hour.
Okay, looks like a beautiful weekend. You've got bourbon, bacon, and brews for Tina Kid Plaza on Saturday, and then Father's Day.
Hey,
it'd be great.
That's a great way to spend a Saturday.
Yeah,
so
good
looking good there.
Totally.
Good morning, Northwest time right now, 6:22.
Oh, we have Mariners highlights from yesterday's interleague matchup against the Diamondbacks.
And we're talking puck, too, with highlights from Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. That's all coming up next in Morning Sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
What's great about basketball? Almost everything.
What's not great about basketball? The term three-pointer.
Boring.
Instead, let's just call them triple plays.
Check it out. Hit it, Steve.
Roberts has it, fires. It's a triple play.
It actually works.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Complete coincidence that that's also the name of where we work.
Not engineered by marketing, no way.
Fairway Floor Abbey Carpet in Post Falls has been North Idaho's premier flooring shop for over 30 years. From remodels to new construction, they've got your home or business covered from wall to wall. Their expert design team will work with you to find the perfect floor for your lifestyle and budget. They've got the lowest prices. From carpet and area rugs to hardwood, LVP, and laminate, if you can dream it, they can floor it. Dream it, design it, live it at Fairway Floor Abbey Carpet in Post Falls.
4
News Now and STCU are proud to continue highlighting volunteers who go above and beyond with their efforts. STCU Volunteers Count is a project that awards groups and individuals who take volunteering to the next level, donating personal time and financial support to local nonprofits. The winning volunteers will be awarded a grant courtesy of STCU to help further their efforts, and then we'll tell their story. If you know of a local volunteer who deserves recognition, nominate them at KXLY.com.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life pushes you to be better and to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
Welcome back. Your time right now is 6:24. The Mariners opened up a 3-game series in Arizona last night looking for a second win in a row. Trailing 4-0 heading into the 9th inning, the M's finally came to life. Rookie Cole Young singles to right, scoring Donovan Solano to make it 4-2. And Seattle wasn't done just yet. Dominic Canzone, who was just called back up to the big leagues, hammers one to right. The 2-run homer travels 450 feet, and just like that, we're all tied up at 4 and heading into extra innings. But then the M's failed to score in the 10th and the 11th. Big Josh Naylor makes him pay, smacking a walk-off grand slam off of Carlos Vegras in the bottom of the 11th. 8-4 is that final score there. The M's are now just 1 game above 500 for the season after dropping 6 of 7.
And it was Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals in Florida, with the Oilers and Panthers tied at a game apiece. Panthers up 2-1 in the second win. Sam Reinhart sneaks it into the top left corner, giving the home team a 3-1 lead, and they would pour it on from there. Off the Edmonton turnover, it's a 2-0 breakaway, and Sam Bennett beats Stuart Skinner to make it 4-1 Florida. That's Bennett's league-leading 14th goal of the playoffs. Then it just gets ridiculous in the third. Reinhart with a no-look pass to Aaron Ekblad for goal number 5. 6-1 is the final as the Panthers take a 2-1 lead in the series. Game 4 is on Thursday night.
Who would have thought Florida's good at hockey? Not me.
Seems wrong, doesn't it?
Yeah, right?
It's now 6:26.
5th graders in Spokane are helping redesign their neighborhoods one Minecraft block at a time. How these young minds are shaping the future of their community, that's coming up.
Plus, murder, kidnapping, and rape charges filed in Pend Oreille County following a horrific discovery. The welfare check that exposed days of terror for one woman. Details when we come back.
And before we go to a break, here's a first look of what's coming up on Good Morning America starting at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Blake Lively's attorney speaks out about that bombshell legal judgment.
Our client, as were we, was thrilled with the results.
A judge dismissing Justin Baldoni's $400 million countersuit against Lively and his $250 million lawsuit against the New York Times. After Lively first filed a complaint against Baldoni with the California Civil Rights Department in 2024, followed by a lawsuit alleging sexual harassment and retaliation during the making of their hit film, It Ends With Us.
It's very important that people understand the ruling means that the court has made clear retaliatory defamation lawsuits like this are not okay. They can speak out. They don't have to be silent.
And coming up at 7 a.m., legal expert Dan Abrams weighs in on what this means for the Lively Baldoni legal dispute. With your GMA First Look, I'm Janae Norman, ABC News, New York.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, causing irreversible vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down, get it going slower.
Ask your doctor about Izervay.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay is the #1 prescribed FDA-approved treatment for new GA patients. Izervay is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression, which may help preserve your vision longer.
Izervay gets GA going slow.
Slow your GA. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. It's a commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
The Blue Compass RV All-American Summer Road Trip is on, with new RVs starting at just $97 a month. Plus, in-store only specials at our 100-plus locations coast to coast. Big country, big adventure, big savings, only at Blue Compass RV.
Backyard barbecues, family gatherings, now is the best time to visit Jacobs Custom Living. New furniture has arrived and Jacobs really has the largest and most varied inventory ever. Comfortable lounge furniture, elegant outdoor dinner sets, umbrellas, and much more. Hurry in and experience for yourself the high-quality outdoor furniture at Jacobs Custom Living that will make your deck, patio, or cabin a wonderful place for gatherings all summer long. On Sprague, just east of Sullivan.
BECU wants to help celebrate your dad this June with the fantastic Father's Day contest. Send us a photo of your father and tell us the impact he's had on your life. He'll be entered for a chance to win a $100 gift card to Agers Meats. Fantastic Fathers. Brought to you by BECU.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. It's a commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning, Northwest. Thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Natalie Grant.
And I'm Robin Nance. It is Tuesday, June 10th. Let's check in with meteorologist Matt Gray and your first alert forecast with another rough day today.
Another round of heat today, and especially with how warm it was overnight tonight. If perhaps you are air conditioning limited in your home, things are going to be very stuffy as you go throughout the day. So a good day to try and maybe go out, find some AC at a nice place and hang out for a little bit if that's possible for you. Heat advisories continue today through 9 p.m. An extreme heat warning continues for Moses Lake and southern Grant County, where triple digits are still a possibility for the afternoon. Temperatures right now, it is quite warm. 67 in Spokane, or 67 in Coeur d'Alene, 65 in Spokane. Moses Lake in the mid-60s along with Omak as well. Some spots in the 50s, but either way, it is a stuffy start to the day across the region. Where we're seeing that extreme heat warning, not necessarily a bunch of triple digits today, but still places like Manawa, Vantage, going to be in the low 100s. We'll be very close to 100 in Moses Lake, right on the borderline here. Same with places like Othello and Ephrata. And once you get further east and kind of out of that warning territory, we see mid-90s and then low 90s, but still a record as you work your way to Spokane. We'll show you when we start cooling off here coming up in a few minutes.
Matt, thanks. What started as a welfare check exposed a shocking murder and kidnapping in Pend Oreille County. Sheriff's deputies discovered a woman chained inside of a mobile home and the body of her boyfriend buried in a 7-foot hole nearby. The victim telling investigators it happened on June 1st. She heard a gunshot go off on her property that she lived on before being taken captive, raped, and chained up inside of a mobile home nearby for nearly 4 days. She said she watched as her boyfriend's bloody body was buried in the ground.
And she told him that she was very afraid and she was not role-playing. She said that John and a guy she only knew as Jesse had shot her boyfriend, Austin D. Tinsley, and threw him in the hole.
That there was a state prosecutor speaking. Police arrested and charged the 3 people living on the property. John Rosen faces rape, kidnapping, and murder charges. Jesse Still is already behind bars on federal charges in another case, though more charges are expected. And Shonda McGaughan is charged with lying to police. The Pend Oreille County Sheriff's Office says it believes all of the people involved in this case are now in custody.
The Lost Creek Bridge on Highway 20 in Pend Oreille County is now fully closed for construction. The bridge is about 5 miles south of Tiger. During the closure, crews will work to replace the bridge deck surface and a girder. The Department of Transportation has a detour set up via LeClaire Road between Ione and Usk. They expect the work to be done June 27th.
This is TJ Flynn of Orofino. He arrested Monday for impersonating a peace officer. The Orofino Police Department notified the public back on May 23rd that a man was driving a tan car and impersonating a police officer. Yesterday, they arrested 48-year-old Flynn for that crime. He's also charged with disturbing the peace.
Washington State Patrol is investigating the cause of a head-on crash that killed a man near Suncrest. It happened yesterday on Highway 291, a mile south of town. WSP says 75-year-old Alan Miller's car crossed the center line into oncoming traffic, hitting a semi-truck. Miller died at the scene. Nobody else was hurt.
Fifth graders at Francis Scott Elementary in Spokane shared their designs for what a reimagined schoolyard and an area around the school could look like. They did so one block at a time in Minecraft and using Legos. The city says it's a fun way to get students thinking about things they'd like to see in their community. Each of the students were also given a certificate from the city to thank them for their help. I would love to see what they came up with for designs.
Sure, there's some crafty stuff.
So cool. Good morning, Northwest time right now is 6:35.
Matt is back, and so is the heat.
Yeah, so is the heat. For the first time today, we'll actually be cooler than the day prior here in the month of June. That'll be the first time. Now, that said, not going to be that cool today. Still likely to see some record heat, but a more notable cooling trends coming later this week. Will it come with some wet weather? We'll show you that coming up.
And still to come here on Good Morning Northwest, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy cleans house at the CDC, removing all 17 members of the Vaccine Advisory Committee. The push for transparency that's dividing lawmakers just ahead.
And attention parents, a new study links too much screen time to serious behavioral problems in children. The recommended limits that could protect your kids from anxiety and aggression coming up.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
I love shoes. You find them in the store, you know, they like call you, but they hurt. The best ones hurt the worst. And you're walking around going, I don't want anyone to know that I'm not happy. You're stuck in the arch supports, and I felt so much better. I'd say Good Feet helped with all of my great shoes. They turned out to be something that actually works for me. My name is Ava, and that's my Good Feet story.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Have you seen the Nissan lineup lately? If not, it's time to take a look at Coeur d'Alene Nissan. From the sporty Sentra to the versatile Rogue and the rugged Frontier, Coeur d'Alene Nissan has got something for every need and budget.
Right now, get the 2025 Nissan Pathfinder with 0% APR and $1,000 bonus cash. It's built for adventure and loaded with towing power.
Take a closer look at Nissan's top-of-the-line technology and impressive styling. Nice cars, nice people, Coeur d'Alene Nissan.
There's magic throughout the universe. And some places have more than others. There's magic inside, everywhere. There's no place like Wonders of the World. There's magic inside.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
The Medellin Falls Bigfoot Festival, presented by the Kalispel Tribe of Indians, returns to Pend Oreille County June 14th and 15th. From Sasquatch-themed crafts to Bigfoot merchandise, a 5K fun run, and food vendors from across the region, this event is guaranteed to leave you amazed and entertained. Get your tickets to hear from the country's foremost experts about their Bigfoot sightings and fieldwork both Saturday and Sunday. The Medellin Falls Bigfoot Festival. For tickets and information, go to mfbigfoot.com.
4 News Now anchors, not just in the newsroom, but in the community, doing the work, listening to you, asking questions to help keep your family safe. We're the people you trust on your screens and in your neighborhood. And we'll always be there on 4 News Now.
We are following breaking news out of Austria. At least 9 people are dead after a shooting at this school in the city of Graz. Authorities say the suspected shooter, a 21-year-old man, is also dead. Take a look. Video from the scene shows the street lined with emergency vehicles. Police say the shooter opened fire earlier this morning around 10 a.m. Students between the ages of 14 and 18 are dead. 12 others are injured. And when this happened, the school was evacuated and everyone inside was moved to safety. Many others are now critically critically injured. In response, the Prime Minister of Austria is calling this a national tragedy. This is a developing story. We'll continue to keep you updated. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Thanks, Hannah. Well, today, a stunning shakeup at the CDC. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy removing everyone on the CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee. He says it's a push for transparency, but critics slam the move as reckless and politically motivated. Here's ABC's Lionel Moise.
This morning, a massive change by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. removing all members of the CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee, which makes recommendations on the safety and efficacy of vaccines. Members getting a notice saying this email serves as formal notice of your immediate termination. Kennedy releasing a statement saying, "Today we are prioritizing the restoration of public trust above any specific pro or anti-vaccine agenda." Kennedy argues a clean sweep is needed to restore public trust, claiming the committee had conflicts of interest, adding the Biden administration appointed all 17 current members, with 13 of them last year. But critics have called this change dangerous and partisan.
Remember, this is the same man that just told you at his Senate hearing he would never take vaccines away from anyone, and he's doing that. This is the same individual that said, "Don't take my advice, I'm not a medical doctor."
Do you think that there needs to be a change in the process on how this board is appointed?
You and I don't ask when our pilot is flying our plane, are you a Democrat or Republican? You ask, can you fly this plane safely? Do you have the experience and the expertise to do that? That's what this committee was all about. And it has served us very, very well over the years.
Lawmakers also reacting. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer calling the move reckless, radical, and rooted in conspiracy, not science. Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, who is a physician, posting on X, "Of course, now the fear is that the ACIP will be filled up with people who know nothing about vaccines except suspicion," saying that he will continue to talk with Kennedy to ensure that's not the case. The Trump administration says the current appointments would have prevented choosing the majority of the committee until 2028. The committee's next meeting is slated for later this month. Replacements have not been named yet. Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
Takeaway today in your forecast, one more day of heat, and then we'll finally start getting back closer to what would be normal for early June. Our rain chances, though, not looking good for a while.
A new report published in the Psychological Bulletin Journal found children who spend a lot of time staring at their screens could have more behavioral issues. They studied 100 kids under the age of 11, and the author found that the more screen time a child had, the greater chance they would develop anxiety, depression, or aggression problems. The author of this study recommends children under the age of 2 should have no screen time. Ages 2 to 5 should be limited to 1 hour a day, and older kids can have 2 hours a day.
It is now 6:41.
School year is coming to an end, and this year we saw some big changes at Spokane Public Schools. Allison Martinez is live with how these policies worked out.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
There's working you. And then there's chill you. Chill you is more carefree and curious, more present, more relaxed, more fun. Chill you is the best you. There you are. Bring back your chill you with an escape to Coeur d'Alene, the city by the lake. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
After a car wreck, the longer you wait, the harder it can be to get what you deserve.
After my recent accident, I called Craig Swap & Associates. They treated me fairly every step of the way.
One call, that's all.
Call the 9s, 509-999-9999.
Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic is locally owned and operated and has been providing personalized, comfortable, and satisfying care to our clients for over 30 years. Our licensed denturists are trained in the latest techniques in the construction, development, and preparatory work of a denture. Full dentures, implant attachments, repairs, fittings, adjustments, we do it all. Every denture is made to look as close as possible to your natural teeth. With our knowledge and friendly staff, competitive costs, and quality of service, you'll leave Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic smiling.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Coeur d'Alene Casino. The winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is
in concert. Barry Manilow. See him performing all the hits for one night only at Spokane Arena Friday, July 11th. Get tickets now at ticketswest.com.
Mamma Mia, the original record-breaking Broadway production returns. Celebrate the 25th anniversary of the most exhilarating smash hit musical ever. Coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts June 17th through 22nd. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Three Dog Night, coming to the First Interstate Center for the Arts June 14th.
Welcome back. It's now 6:44. The end of the school year is here for districts throughout the inland Northwest. In Kootenai County, the school year is wrapped up, well, some last week and some tomorrow. It's happening.
And this, for some Spokane Valley schools, they finished this week, and the last day of school for Spokane Public Schools is 1 week from today. We have Allison Martinez live this morning to tell us what was new this year from the Spokane Public School District and how it all worked out. Good morning, Allison.
Good morning. Two of the biggest changes we saw this year was a new cell phone policy and the introduction of Engage in Real Life. Now, both of these work together to make sure that kids are unplugged and instead connected with their peers. Now, Engage in Real Life is a citywide initiative to give more opportunities for students and families to get involved in community clubs, sports, or activities. At the beginning of the school year, students completed an IRL plan to share what they were involved with now and which ones the district should adopt. In May of 2023, 29% of students were engaged in a club, sport, or activity outside of school. And as of this May, that went up to 65% of students engaged, and this is across all grade levels. Now, 6th grader Kiki says she's taking advantage of multiple activities, and it's been serving her well.
Even during the school day, it's so exciting to get to know new people, get to hang out with everyone.
Now, Kiki is captain of the cheer team. She's also tried cross country, badminton, Dungeons and Dragons Club, and ASB. Now, she says being involved in all of these clubs has helped to make her happier and healthier. And if you're looking for ways to keep your kids connected throughout the rest of the summer or all summer, you can visit our website, kxly.com. We have the Get Outside Guide on there. It's free, family-friendly activities. You can also go to engageirl.com, and those are more activities for sports, clubs, for kids all summer long. Reporting live in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Nice to know the fun doesn't stop just because the school year is done.
Exactly. All right. And you know what else doesn't stop? Our temperature rising today, creeping up.
I know. It looks warm out there already. And
it is.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be another one of those days where it's good to find a cool place during the afternoon and the evening here. So it feels like summer, and it's not just because it is a little warm out there. 65 degrees right now, but look on the horizon. You can see that kind of yellow-orange haze as we have continued to see at least a very thin layer of elevated smoke at times from some of those fires burning up in Canada. Air quality is good, but we have seen some moderate air quality at times around the LC Valley. We've seen some moderate air quality at times around the Sandpoint area and other parts of North Idaho as well. Partially with smoke, just partially because we got a big lid on our atmosphere that's heating us up. So a lot of those pollutants start collecting in the valley. So it's tough that we're here in June. Talk about air quality. We had a really easy smoke clear last year. Hopefully we can hold off for as long as possible with that this year. Wish we would have some rain. That would certainly help everybody out in that department. But so far, we're almost a third of the way through the month of June. And at least in Spokane, we got a big goose egg here. This is our last month before really we end up with less than half an inch average for July and for August and September in many areas. We will have an opportunity as we start to see things cool off a little bit. That'll open the door for some more active weather. And what we're going to see tonight, actually, is a little bit of wet weather and some thunderstorm activity down in the Panhandle or down in the central part of the Idaho Panhandle. Then, as we head into tomorrow afternoon, a couple areas we're going to watch for some isolated storm activity. One's going to be around the Camas Prairie, the Blue Mountains, and other areas around Lewiston and points southward. And then we'll also look along the U.S.-Canada border for a couple of showers and storms trying to get themselves going. So by the time we get to Wednesday evening, everybody around us is seeing some sort of active weather. And in the Northwest, we are very, very quiet and waiting waiting for some much needed rain. And then, of course, there's the temperatures. Really feeling like summer. Triple digits again today in Lewiston, parts of Grant counties around Moses Lake. It points to the south there. Ritzville in the mid 90s, upper 90s around the Grand Coulee. A record-setting 92 in Spokane, 90 in Coeur d'Alene. That's one of the few low 90s records we have left is today for the Spokane area, and it's going to be long gone. Plus, a little breeze in the afternoon. Fire danger is going to be a little elevated as we head through the afternoon across the Columbia Basin to the Spokane area, and we'll see pockets where we hit those triple digits, where we will see some brief periods of high fire danger for this afternoon, especially with those winds coming off of the Cascades. We'll take a look at your 7-day forecast and much cooler, much more palatable temperatures for Father's Day weekend coming up.
All right, Matt, thank you much. It is now just about 10 minutes before the hour.
Your Good Morning Sprint is coming up next. Thanks so much for starting your day with us here on Good Morning Northwest.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU and Volunteers Count.
When you get into a car accident, you may be wondering if you need a lawyer.
Well, if you were injured and it wasn't your fault, you should probably talk to an attorney.
Call Russell and Hill. The advice is free.
Call 800-LAW-0842.
You would never go years without changing your oil. Did you know not maintaining your water heater can cause serious issues? Sediment can reduce efficiency, causing higher energy bills, leaks, and water heater failure. Sediment also causes bacteria that impacts water quality. And annual flush is the best defense against costly damage to your home, health, and wallet. Right now, Gold Seal Plumbing is offering an $89 water heater flush to keep your home and family safe and worry-free. So call Gold Seal Plumbing today. We're on our way.
Walking 5 miles for $10. That's one way to earn some extra cash. But are you tired of chasing money?
Oh, come on!
Why not make your money work as hard as you do? Get 3.5% APY with an Ascend checking account and let your hustle earn dividends. Visit p1fcu.org/earn to learn more.
I don't think I'm cut out for this.
Post Falls ER and Hospital, open 24/7, providing premium emergency department care without the wait. From your child sports injury to urgent ambulance visits, Post Falls ER features low wait times, efficient procedures, and compassionate care. Plus, we provide state-of-the-art imaging, inpatient care, and accept all commercial insurances. Because in an emergency, every second counts and every life matters. Post Falls ER and Hospital, State Line near Cabela's, minutes away, hours faster.
Struggling with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis? Talk to your doctor about #1 prescribed Entyvio, offering 2 maintenance options, including the Entyvio pen. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare, potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. Entyvio, relief, remission for real.
Entyvio, Entyvio, Entyvio. When you get into a car accident, you may be wondering if you need a lawyer.
Well, if you were injured and it wasn't your fault, you should probably talk to an attorney.
Call Russell and Hill. The advice is free.
Call 800-LAW-0842.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Welcome back. Your time right now is 6:53, and it's time to get you ready to take on your Tuesday in the morning sprint.
It's another weather alert day. Are we breaking a record again? Meteorologist Matt Gray has your forecast.
Hannah Joy live in studio today, following some breaking news on protests in Los Angeles and how federal and local officials are responding.
And the end of the school year is almost here. Allison Martinez is live at Spokane Public Schools with how new changes made a big impact this year.
But first, we're starting with new information from tragic breaking news out of Austria, where at least 9 people are dead in a school shooting. It happened inside of a high school in the country's second largest city of Graz. Police now say a 21-year-old Austrian man carried out this attack using 2 guns, killing 6 females and 3 males, including children between the ages of 14 and 18, before turning that gun on himself. 12 others were injured, some of them seriously. We now know a shooter is the former student at the school, and we don't know a motive. Australian Chancellor Christian Stalker has declared a 3-day national mourning period. And for updates on this breaking story, tune in to Good Morning America.
Breaking news, an accused killer may be hiding in the Ingalls Creek area. The search for Travis Decker is entering a new phase this morning, and some people are being asked to keep their doors locked to stay safe. Decker is the Wenatchee father accused of killing his 3 young daughters. Authorities have been hunting him for more than a week. This morning, Chelan County sheriffs say Decker may be in the Ingalls Creek and Valley High area. This area is roughly 20 miles west of Wenatchee off of Blewett Pass. Police ask people in the area to secure their homes and vehicles and report any suspicious activity to 911. For new details on the search for Travis Decker, check out our coverage on KXLY.com.
What started as a welfare check exposed a shocking murder and kidnapping in Pend Oreille County. Sheriff's deputies discovered a woman chained inside a mobile home and then the body of her boyfriend buried in a 7-foot hole nearby. The victim tells investigators it happened on June 1st. She heard gunshots go off on the property she lived on before being taken captive, raped, and then chained up inside of a mobile home nearby for 4 days. Police arrested and charged the 3 people living on this property, and the Pend Oreille County Sheriff's Office says it believes all the people involved in this case are now in custody.
And it is a weather alert day as we expecting more record heat and more very summer-like heat here today. We'll already be in the 70s as we head towards 8 o'clock and expecting to get up into the 90s somewhere in the early afternoon. A light breeze also combined with that heat definitely going to raise the fire danger above its normal levels for this time of the year. Expecting a record high in Spokane of 92.
Summer break is almost here, and many of our local districts have some big changes to reflect on. For Spokane Public Schools, they introduced a cell phone ban. Now, that policy has been in place for the last school year, and the district reports significant increases in kids who are unplugged and connecting with each other and joining after-school activities. Now, if you want to keep this trend going throughout the summer, you can visit our website, KXLY.com, for a Get Outside guide with 3 camps and activities.
People who live in the neighborhood surrounding the North Spokane Corridor project have been navigating construction for years. Now, Washington Governor Bob Ferguson is emphasizing his commitment to the highway. He visited Spokane to highlight progress on the north-south corridor. Funding for the final phases is secured in the state budget, but full completion isn't expected until 2030. Ferguson also noted the tariffs could impact material costs moving forward.
We are now one day into a major road project that's in Millwood and expected to last all summer. Construction crews are tearing up Argonne, widening the road from Grace Avenue to the Spokane River crossing. The goal is to reduce traffic by adding turn lanes and improve safety with better lighting, crosswalks, and signals. Some business owners worry that faster traffic could be a downside. The city plans to send out weekly construction updates on its website.
We are following more breaking news out of Los Angeles. This morning, President Trump has sent 700 Marines to Los Angeles. They are now backing up the 1,700 National Guard troops that are already on the ground. Take a look. Right now, U.S. Marines are guarding federal buildings in downtown L.A. This comes as protests over immigration continues to heat up for the 5th day. And it's not just L.A. protests. Protests are spreading to major cities like Atlanta, Chicago, and New York. At this point, L.A. Governor Gavin Newsom and President Trump are clashing. So much so, the president said he might arrest the governor. In response, California is now suing to block the deployment of federal troops.
And back at it again this morning, delegations from the U.S. and China meeting in London for a second day, working on ways to tamp down the trade war. Recent data shows Chinese exports to the U.S. plunged more than 34% in May.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money.
Hi friends, Chanel here with my friend Sammy. We're hosting a summer solstice celebration at Mistaqua Casino Hotel on Friday, June 20th from 3 to 9 p.m. and you're invited.
She sets me free.
That's right, and I'm bringing the whole band. We'll play from 6 to 9 p.m. for you. There's lots of fun, food, prizes, all at Mistaqua Casino Hotel in Chewelah.
My hope for people that choose to watch my forecast on Good Morning Northwest is as you're making your plans for the day, you know what's coming up for your day and how to plan it, and that you have a little bit of fun on the way.
Plan your day with Matt Gray, only on Good Morning Northwest.
It's going to be another hot one today in Spokane as we continue to see kind of the early arrival of the summer season, as we are hot and hazy with record heat, high around 92 in Spokane today. More upper 90s in the Columbia Basin. We will see some mountain storm activity once we get into the middle of the week and late in the week, but I'm not expecting much, if anything, to reach our valley locations. Then, as we get into your weekend, much cooler, much nicer temperatures for all of your weekend plans before Father's Day.
Stay cool out there. Thanks for joining us this morning on Good Morning Northwest.
Yeah, we will see you throughout the morning on Good Morning America. We'll be live with local updates coming up in about 30 minutes. See you then.